This didn't really fully sink in until Miami puts together that comeback last night. I'm sitting there.
Comeback? It was a blown lead.
And
then the comeback.
It was both. Yeah. You're up 15. You're down 15. Take your pick. All right. All of a sudden, we're going to go win. Hold on. Denver's going to hit a bunch of threes. Are we going to lose? No, you're going to win. So I'm sitting there in the other room. We're going back and forth between rooms last night. Sitting in one room, doing the deal with Ephraim. Jude is locked in on this series. He's decided he's a big Miami Heat fan. And
he's a Heat?
Oh, my gosh. I came out at one point, and he wanted to wring Cody Zeller's neck. I come out during a commercial break. He's like almost in tears. He's like, number 44 is ruining the game. He's ruining it. I'm like, who's number 44? I don't know. Who is this guy? He goes, they got to get him out. And as soon as he says that, there it is, sub. Here comes Bam Adebayo. He goes, they took Bam out, and it ruined the game. Go do one more segment, come out, all is well. Miami goes on a run, and the Heat steal home court advantage. And I stopped. It was right then. They win that game last night, and I said, wait, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Right.
How are we ignoring what is, quite frankly, one of the biggest upset stories I've seen in my entire life? If you had said something like this, forget the team name. Hey, the 8 seed's going to be in the NBA Finals. Be like, shut up. Like, what are you talking about?
It's never happened.
8 seed doesn't go to the NBA Finals, let alone start winning road games when they get there. It's absolutely crazy, which I personally believe is a message for every fan in every city, and specifically, I think is applicable to all three, Niners, Giants, Warriors. We talk about so much right here in terms of stop telling teams, oh, you're not good enough here yet. You're not good enough there yet. If you've got a shot, you've got a shot. If the Giants were 20 games under 500, sure, fine. They're not. They're 1 game under 500. And you'll hear, I guarantee you, a take that you'll hear people say at the deadline, why are you going to be aggressive, Farhan? What, like you're actually going to beat the Dodgers or something in the postseason? Yeah, maybe.
You may not have to.
Maybe.
You may not have to.
Right. You may not have to.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I get a little knocked off when I hear people do that. Oh, Steph, Clay, Dre, in their 30s. It's not like they're going to win another one. Isn't that what you said 3 years ago? Everybody, like, if you're there, you got a shot. And that's how you got to play it, I think.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying, but I also want to bring you back to your words from about 2 months ago when you said no team from the play-in tournament's going to win an NBA championship.
I did say that.
Those were your words.
I did say that.
And
Thank you for remembering that. I did say those exact words.
But Mark, don't sleep on the Lakers. And you said... And I said, what if the Warriors fall to the 7th seed? You said, Dibs, the Warriors aren't going to be able to make it. No team from the play-in is going to win an NBA championship. And I thought, I'm going to mark this down, but I'm not going to need it because the Warriors won't be that, and the Lakers aren't going to win a chip, even though I told you not to sleep on the Lakers. And I didn't even think about Miami beating Boston and doing what they've done because, Mark, only 5 teams as an 8 seed have ever beaten the number 1 seed. And I don't think that any of those teams that beat the 1 went on to play even in the conference finals, let alone the NBA finals.
That's what I'm telling you, man. Like, there are a lot of Warriors fans out there who still think the most fun thing of the last 20 years was beating Dirk's Mavericks with the We Believe Warriors.
That was firing
threes, and Don Nelson's over there lighting up a stogie and doing whatever he's doing, and everyone was having a blast. And it lasted, what, 2.5 weeks? 3 weeks, maybe? They lost in 5 games in the second round. And we're going to make a documentary. Here come the Heat, who they're not a normal 8 seed. They're an 8 seed that had to fight to even get their 8 seed out of a new tournament. And then when they get there, they're going to eliminate Milwaukee and Boston and now put the fear of God in Denver. This is insanity. It's complete insanity. But, again, I do think it applies to at least the way I root for a sports team. Like, and maybe it applies to so many things in life. I think it's a great phrase. Go for it.
Right.
Go for it. Not always, But yeah, if you got a shot, go for it. The whole here we go with it. It leads to conversations about development and the young people and the future and all of these things that we don't even know if those are going to exist. So I don't know. Yeah, when it comes to Steph, Clay, Dre, when it comes to the Giants at the deadline, quite frankly, when it comes to the 49ers and maybe they just, mess around for a month with the quarterback position and see who's the best. No. No, these three teams are all in go for it mode. If you ask me, and the Heat are a great example of what can happen.
No, you have to be in go for it mode, and you have to be in thinking in those terms, especially if you're the Giants. As long as you don't want to trade any of the young players, I think that's where you have to be in terms of trying to upgrade at the deadline. And if you're the 49ers, yeah, you are built to win a championship. I don't know what they can do roster-wise to go ahead and, quote, go for it. But if you're the Warriors in that same spot, yeah, there's some moves you can make. So that, to me, is the most interesting of the three, is what would the Warriors do to, quote, go for it, get to a spot where you've got a chance to maybe win a championship, because Miami's showing you that anything that's improbable could be possible.
Well, it's funny because we're sitting there watching this last night, and it made me think of Joe Lacob's statement from last week, where he's like, I don't care what the rules are, we're going to win. We're going to figure it out. That's what good teams do. And you sit here today and you go, if I'm a fan, I love hearing that. You love an owner. We're going to win no matter what. Doesn't matter what the rules are.
Right.
Going to figure it out. Okay. So you eat that like a bowl of cereal at midnight. That's fun. But can you even see how? I'm like, that sounds great, Joe, but how? How are you going to be good? Even next year. But how are you going to be good 3 years from now? How are you going to be good 5 years from now? No draft capital, no free agent that we can see right now that makes sense. You're great because you have a generational talent in Steph Curry. He's not going to be around that much longer. How are you going to be good? Obviously, the answer is I don't know. I don't know, but I can't wait to see them try.
Right.
And yes, see them try. Like, that's what I love about Joe's statement is it's a go for it statement. And Farhan, it's a go for it. I don't want to hear, well, we're building toward 2026. That's a total yawn. Who's got time for that?
Right. And do they have the talent for that? It's not like you've got a young Wembanyama who you think might need a couple of years, or Chet Holmgren coming off an injury, somebody you could really look at and say, yeah, he's going to be that guy when we get there in 3 years. You have veterans who have been there, and they've done that. And I look forward to hearing Draymond and Steve Kerr's conversation from his podcast a little bit later in the show, because I think that's telling in terms of just how this team might go about trying to get back there. Just by the way, New York was a team as an 8 seed in 1998-99. They made the NBA Finals. That was the 50-game lockout year. They went to the finals as an 8 seed, and they got swept. Or actually, they lost to San Antonio in 5 games. Okay. So an 8 seed has made it this far before. Yeah. And it was New York in a strike-shortened season, and they did not win the chip.
Oh, wait. You mean weird things happen when the season is shortened?
Yeah. And you know what's weird is that team didn't have Ewing. Yes.
Yeah.
That was Latrell, Allen Houston, and Marcus Canby. And LJ.
So do Dodger fans want to continue to talk about how the pandemic championship was the same as all the other championships, and it should count? And Clayton
Kershaw, it's a championship.
It's a championship.
I don't think Popovich wants to give that one back.
No, you don't have to give him back.
No,
you don't have to give him back.
Nor does a 22-year-old Tim Duncan.
No, you don't have to give anything back. You get a pandemic championship.
That was the.
You just don't get a regular championship.
That was the Duncan and David Robinson title. The one that they both were on.
Yeah.
That was kind of the bridge to, and many people I remember at the time were talking about that as it's an asterisk and it doesn't count. And San Antonio, you're a fraud. And then Timmy and company went out to win 3 more.
Yeah, who knew at that point that Tim Duncan was a generational player that he
Steve
was.
Steve Kerr on that team.
Well, of course he was. They won a ring.
We should ask Steve Kerr about it.
I mean, if you win a ring, what are the chances if you win a ring that Steve Kerr is somehow a part of your franchise?
1 in 3. You know, he's won 9 of the last 28.
Yes.
And I'm counting this one as
You're
number 28.
This year. Yeah, that's
because this
year.
one, I don't think that he's going to win this one.
Well, I don't
Unless
know.
he gets
He could
fired.
get hired.
Spoelstra hires Kerr. You know?
Man,
Michael Malone probably more likely to do so.
Spo went after our girl Ramona last night.
Unacceptable,
Did you hear
Spo.
it?
I didn't know. I heard about it.
Oh, my gosh.
No one comes at Momo but us.
Do you have the sound? Okay, Grandy, listen here. Listen
I don't know
to
if
this.
I'm ready for this, Mark.
Well, I do want to give you this backdrop.
Okay.
So it's going to be the last question. So in other words, Spo answers a question, then he gives the body lean like, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm done with this presser.
I said I'm out.
And then somehow, Spo, one more.
In the back?
Ramona Shelburne, ESPN. So he did not want to be there. And then he sounded like he did not want to be there.
This is probably oversimplifying things, but sometimes when teams play against Jokic, you turn him into a scorer, you turn him into a passer, and he controls the game. He only had 4 assists tonight.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You know, it's just, that's the untrained eye that says something like that. This guy's an incredible player. You know, twice in 2 seasons, he's been the best player on this planet. You can't just say, oh, make him a scorer. That's not how they play. They have so many different actions that just get you compromised. We have to focus on what we do. You know, we try to do things the hard way, and he requires you to do many things the hard way. Man, he has our full respect. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Oh, no.
Even got the okay at the end. Okay.
Untrained.
By the way, I'd also like to, could we play it again at some point and count the table taps? Spo had some serious nervous energy going on.
Spo got to go.
Oh, my gosh.
I think maybe he had a full bladder.
That was after a win. What kind of mood would he be if they lost?
Spo got to go.
Man.
Full bladder Spo.
Didn't even let her finish her question.
I've seen you on this show where maybe, you know, it's time to go. You got to go.
You got to go.
There's a little, you know,
always got to go.
Kind of like
a lot of water
there's
over
a little bit of uneasiness, a little bit of shifting.
Spo's lean. Yeah. Are we done here? No. One more.
Let's go to Ramona.
Let's go to Ramona in the back. Momo. Go ahead. Yeah. No.
Untrained eye, though.
No,
man.
Momo. Yeah. I called her untrained eye.
That hurts.
Anyway, that got uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know Spo to be like this. Spo doesn't do that very often, does he?
No.
I don't know why would he be in such a ticked off mood.
They won.
They won the game.
You got home court.
Stole that sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.